off the interviews with the Vision Center manager, Bill Frazier. And Bill, first of all, thanks for doing the interview. First question I have for you is, how long have you worked at the Vision Center?
Thanks for the opportunity. I've worked here for 20 years.
Okay, wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, it is a long time. You can tell by all the gray hairs. But.
I've worked in the Vision Center for 17 years.
I have been in the Vision Center for a little over 11 years.
Okay. So what's your actual job title?
Vision Center Manager,
Okay.
Licensed Optician.
Okay.
I'm a licensed dispensing optician.
Okay.
I am a licensed optician.
Okay. So can you explain to me what that title means, licensed optician, like what all goes into you having to get that, or the different levels of certification?
Okay. Well, in the Vision Center, we have to go through at least 3 years of apprenticeship, no more than 5, and then we have to study and, of course, learn on the job, and then we have to pass our ABO, which is for glasses, and then the NCLE, which is for contacts. And once we pass both of those, then we have to sit in front of the state board and do our practical.
Wow.
So.
And the last one is a practical test where you have to show your ability to use the equipment and interpret prescriptions and so forth.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of certifications, and for
Definitely.
good reason. It makes you better at what you do.
Exactly.
So do you know how long each of your coworkers have worked here?
Most of the people I've worked with have been here at least 8 or 9 years, a few a little less.
Some people up to 20, right?
Some people up to
Like
20.
you. How long have you been here? 20 years? Is that...
Licensed optician since 2005.
Okay. And all your coworkers, they're certified opticians at least? There's...
Yes, we have 2 certified opticians, and then the rest are licensed.
Okay. Does the Vision Center allow someone to work on the floor who has no certifications? Like say that they just decided they want to do this, and maybe they're just looking for a job, and they're hired yesterday with limited knowledge of what they're doing.
Absolutely not. They have to go through an apprenticeship.
They have to be enrolled in an apprenticeship.
In an apprenticeship, okay. And then they can get their license, they can get their certification,
Correct.
and then their licensing.
They can work with hands-on as long as they work under a licensed optician. But they have to be accountable through an apprentice program.
Anyone who is not certified, they have to have a licensed optician on the floor. That way we
At all
can,
times,
yeah, exactly. That way we can, help monitor any patient questions and make sure that they aren't uncomfortable, and just to maintain our licensure.
Well, we want the patients taken care of the best way possible.
Exactly.
And someone who's learning, they're, no offense, but they're still learning. So
Right.
we want someone who knows what they're doing, help them.
Exactly.
Next question, do you make any type of commission on sales?
I know that there are places around that do, but we do not. And we think that we can give the patient a more honest evaluation of their prescription and what they really need, because we don't get any kind of yeah.
And that's something I've told my viewers before, that something I like working here. I'm not a salesman, I'm not trying to sell glasses. I feel like the optometry schools, will kind of point you that way, but I didn't go into this to be a salesman. I want to help people, I want to put my patients first, and I think it really makes a difference when I tell them in the exam room, I'm not trying, I don't benefit at all. If you get glasses here, you get them anywhere, online, I'd rather you not get them online. It's another video. But, it's just nice to be able to be honest with them.
Absolutely.
Not trying, they know I'm not trying to sell them something.
And when we're not getting the commission, we're telling them, what we think that they, after, that our experience dictates what they really need for their vision, what would
Right.
be best for them.
Right.
I do not.
And how do you think that affects your approach to helping a patient select their glasses?
I think it gives me a more non-biased view. I can work with the patient, whether it's a cheaper line of frames that's better for their budget, or if they're looking for a name brand frame. I can give them a non-biased opinion.
Right.
I'm not trying to push the top of the line just for the sake of commission.
Nobody likes to buy something and have someone kind of stand over your shoulder that they know makes money and that they're
Right.
trying to get you to get the most expensive.
Right. It allows me to present the knowledge to them and allow them to make an informed decision as to what best meets their needs.
Right. So do you make any type of commission on sales?
No.
Okay. And how do you think that affects your ability to help patients select the glasses they need?
I think it surprises people.
Yeah.
A lot of times, they think that they have to stick with one person. They want to have just one person give an opinion. And with talking to our patients about their different lens options, we are knowledgeable in all of our lens types, all of the lens options, and so we can help people whether they have insurance, no insurance, if they have a lot of money to spend, no money to spend.
And so sometimes even multiple opticians kind of collaborate on
Definitely,
on a patient, helping each other.
Yeah, whether it's on, frame choice or just lens options, we help each other out. So we're not, fighting against each other, and we're not
yourself.
Right.
Right.
And we're not looking to make the most money on someone just because, we have a really high dollar lens.
Right.
That may not be the best fit for them.
Right. But it allows me, in the exam room to just say what they need. And I'll tell them, if you need a no line, or if I think the line bifocal will be better, or if I think the cheaper one or the more expensive, or whatever,
Right.
And then you guys are able to do the same thing, not having to worry about commission, and they,
Right.
at least the patients, they should be aware of that, I feel, and I hope that this will help them to be aware of it, and to know that, you're not trying to deceive them.
Definitely.
Some of the offices I've been at in the past, they will tell their patients that you don't get as good a quality of lenses at the vision center. They state that the lenses that they make at their office are digitally surfaced, that they have that technology, and that other places like the vision center do not. Is that true?
That's not true at all. Actually, we have at our disposal all the lenses that are current in the latest technology, the digitally surfaced, all that type of no-line bifocal are available here, just like they are any other place. The only difference is prices here are much lower.
Right, yeah.
We rival in the latest technology in our lens designs. We have high definition lenses, which you probably see advertised on television.
All
our
the name
lenses.
brands, Verilux, all those high-end lenses, Zeiss,
Nikon.
yeah. Okay.
Right, and at much better value.
Yeah, of course. Like all the name brands, the Verilux, the Nikon,
Yes.
all those Zeiss. So anything you can get anywhere else,
Extra
you can get here.
active, everything. Yes.
People don't know that, which is a shame.
Yes.
You help out sometimes, and your coworkers help out sometimes over here in my office, doing my pre-testing and getting my patients ready for me. What do you think? Do you think that gives? What advantages does that give me and my patients, as opposed to having a licensed optician versus somebody who's just been hired, trained on the job, that kind of thing?
Well, I think that a licensed optician has insight that the average person doesn't have, the results of the testing, and if the patient has a question about anything, they can answer it intelligently and thoroughly, and hopefully would be able to assist you better in your job.
Yeah.
I kind of can give you a heads up if I see something that's out of the ordinary. If I take a reading off of a pair of glasses and then I do an auto refraction on a person and it comes out back very different, we might be able to give you a heads up on something to look for.
Yeah.
I think it just gives me a better foundation as to what the numbers mean.
I'll tell you something that I like about it. I've been in different offices and I've had technicians work with me before who I've actually been training on the job, myself even, and they don't, they do their best, but they don't have that knowledge. And with you guys, sometimes one of you will check their glasses and you'll say, well, I remember this patient, I helped do her glasses, she likes to have her seg height a little higher than average,
right,
or something, or she likes this for this reason, and they give me a reasoning or a background history on the patient, and I think that really helps me do my job better too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we try to give you a better baseline on the exam.
Yeah. This is something I haven't said before, I haven't thought to mention on the other interviews so far, but for you it's a career.
Definitely.
My pre-testers, I don't want them to be doing something just to get a paycheck.
Right.
Because that's not why I do my job. And if it's a career, you've got your time, your money, your energy, your effort into it, invested into it. And so I think, when you get a different reading that's not what it's supposed to be, you're going to know to let me know, or you're going to do
Right.
it because it's in the best interest of the patient.
Right.
Okay, so right here you see an eyeglasses prescription. You can see the regular prescription powers, you can see the bifocal power, and then in the middle there you can see something called prism. And so that's what we're going to be talking about right there. what does that mean right there, the prism? A lot of places I know don't prescribe that. A lot of doctors don't even check for it.
Right, exactly.
And a lot of technicians that help people select glasses have no idea what it means.
Right.
From what I've heard.
Right.
So what do you see that a lot?
We do see it, not a lot. No, unfortunately, like you said, a lot of the doctors around here don't even check for it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, patients go undiagnosed that could benefit mightily from it. So, but yeah, it's prism, and it, of course, it's an alignment issue that they're having, and it adds a lot to their vision, and it's not real expensive. It may take a little longer to get the glasses, but at a minimal fee. So yeah, it's important.
And when you have patients come back who you filled their prescription in the past, say I wrote a prescription for prism, they come back the next year, they don't want that taken out, right? Some of them ask, make sure the prism's in there.
Yes.
They know it makes a difference. So,
but a lot of times they've been to several doctors, and
yeah.
their problem still exists.
So they have it, and then they get it taken out somewhere else, and they come back here and say, make sure you put that in there.
Absolutely.
They know it helps. So,
Absolutely.
I wish more places did that.
When I see a prism prescription, that tells me that the patient has an alignment issue. It tells me that part of the correction isn't to help them see better far away or up close, but it's the muscular alignment of their eyes, that they aren't working well together. And that lets me know that they probably have headaches or see double vision without that correction. So yeah, it lets me know that they have a muscular alignment or alignment issue as well.
You know, it is unfortunate a lot of doctors don't check for that. You guys have the ability to see patients coming back after they've had that for a year, maybe they've had it for several years. They don't want that taken out,
No,
right?
they don't. They always say my headaches have gotten so much better, or they've gone away, or
Right.
yeah.
So I'm glad that you're able to back me up and see that
Absolutely.
that is helping people. Good.
Absolutely.
Means that the patient needs more correction than just what meets the eye.
Right.
They may have problems, keeping focus on their reading. They may get tired. So there's something extra that's needed. They need help with the alignment of their vision.